Finally, we are ready to put back the diff into the car. So first, clean the mating surfaces of the differential carrier. Clean up the mating surfaces of the diff housing thoroughly. Make sure that you remove all the old gaskets, and maybe just use a light sandpaper like 400 grit or something. I've decided to use a gasket instead of a silicone gasket maker because it just makes things very easy to remove in the future if needed. So I bought this gasket from eBay, only $20, and it feels quite high quality, has this strawberry texture on it. It's definitely more tidy than using a silicone gasket maker. Clean up the axle seal, and there is a very tiny seal that goes around this part. Don't forget to clean that as well and put a dab of grease on it. Also clean up this part. And now the left wheel has been cleaned and greased as well. Next, lube the moving parts lightly, because part of this reinstallation is we are going to do a dry test without oil to check the racketing. So just very lightly on the bearings and also on the ring gear. We're moving the diff into position. Don't forget to prepare the nuts and Loctite. So now that we got the diff in place, we need to put in all the nuts. At this stage, do not torque them, just snug it up because we would like to do dry test. Now we are joining the diff and the axle shaft, and remember to align it to the marking so that it is in the correct phase. Don't forget to put Loctite on the bolts, and note that the spring washer is on the axle side of the assembly. So again, for now, just do a snug fit. That's it. We will torque it later. Now we can assemble the right axle back to its place so it will engage with the differential. And just like that, put in the 4 nuts. Don't forget, use Loctite. check that it can turn and engage smoothly. Next we will do the left hand side, same thing. Now what we would like is to do initial test, still with a dry diff with no oil, nothing is torque, but we would like to know whether the racketing mechanism works. The reason being, if there's something wrong, it's easier to take out everything back and investigate, as opposed to having to remove all the torque bolts, brake lines, etc. So we don't even need to connect brake lines. Move it out of the way and we'll install the disc brake and wheels. Just put 2 wheel nuts for this exercise. We'll do the other side now. That's it. So next we can do the dry run test. The first dry test, so we have no oil, nothing is torque, is I will turn the drive shaft and the wheels will turn, or expected to turn, in the same direction. So just like an LSD. If you know open diff, they will actually turn on a different direction. So again, I will turn the drive shaft and the wheels will turn in the same direction. So the first test was a pass. The second test is a differential action. So we will emulate when the right wheel is turning faster, as if we were moving or turning to the left. So what I will do is I will choke the left wheel and then I will turn the right wheel, and what I would expect is a differential action when the left wheel stops but the right wheel can turn. And because this is a Lokka, I expect some clicking noise. So the second test was a pass as well. So the left wheel didn't move, the right wheel can move, as in differential action, and we hear clicking as well, which is normal. So now I will do the reverse. Now I will choke the right wheel and I will turn the left wheel to simulate turning right, and I expect that the right wheel will stop and the left will still be able to move, and expecting clicking as well. So that was a pass as well. So in this setup we already can turn left, right, and also driven by shaft. So the dry run was successful. Now what I will need to do is torque everything and put oil. Now that the diff and the shaft is torqued, we're going to install the brake and adjust the handbrake. But don't forget to torque the 4 bolts behind here and on the left side as well. Install the brake line. Install the handbrake cable puller assembly. Adjust the handbrake by finding one of these holes, which can have access then to the handbrake adjustment mechanism at the bottom here. Just need to rotate and have a feel where the adjuster is. And just push the adjuster, so at the top, push it up so it will turn this way, and what happens is it will expand the pad until it stops. So it just stops, and that means we can't rotate. Next, just pick out 3 or 4 clicks. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and see if we can. It's still a bit tight. See if we can just remove one more. So that's good. We need to do the same for the left wheel. I'm using this self-bleeding kit from eBay, which seems to work very well. Once the brake has been played, adjust the handbrake. Now we are ready to fill in the differential oil, and because now it hasn't got an LSD, I will not use the normally Toyota LSD gear oil. I will simply use the Toyota differential gear oil, which is non-LSD, so 85W290 GL5. This oil is also used for the front diff and transfer case, so just one more oil or one less oil to worry about. Now that we have installed everything and put gear oil into the differential, we are basically ready to drive. But before doing that, we need to do a static test.